my YouTube channel, Christy Love, where I talk about all things fragrance. Welcome. I have an Instagram channel that's all for perfume. I have a merch shop that's all for perfume. Check those out in the links below. Today I'm talking about Ganache perfumes. So this, in my opinion, is kind of a more like indie house where they make things somewhat to order. They come out with a lot of different scents at a lot of different times. And a lot of times things are sold out until they can make more of them. So it's kind of like a fun house to experiment with where they're not super commercial. And thus they have some more room to do some fun stuff with primarily gourmand scents. Woohoo! My absolute favorite. So I have 12 of their perfumes here. I kind of went crazy on the website. They had a big sale. But gosh, this was like a while ago now. And I ordered a few full-size bottles, a few like sample kits of stuff, and I just got a good smattering of their scents. I think I probably have about half of what they have on the website right now. So let's just jump right in. Some are winners, some are not, as things go. So I'm starting off with what they call the Sweet Shop Discovery Flight Set. So it's 4 perfumes that are kind of all scents that you would find like in like an ice cream shop or something like that. And so they look like this. And what is the sizing on these? It looks like a 10 ml. Okay, I think this is actually 15 milliliter bottles here. And then this is what the outside packaging looks like. Gold. So I'm going to start off with ginger ale. So ginger ale has notes of carbonated water accord, fresh ground ginger accord, and sugared musk accord. And on my skin, this does smell exactly like ginger ale, start to finish. Like it's shooting out fresh from a dispenser. It's fresh, it's sparkling, it's sweet. It has this like realistic gingerness to it too, like a high quality fresh ginger ale soda. Performance is amazing. It projects, it lasts, it's really great. So yeah, if you want the real ginger ale experience, you got it. Ginger ale is like fizzy in your nose and wonderful. Then we have Rainbow Sherbet, and that has notes of lime sherbet accord, raspberry sherbet accord, pineapple accord, sugar waffle cone, and amber, which you know I was excited about this one. And on first spray on my skin, this smells like that rainbow sherbet version of cotton candy. So it's not like that zesty sherbet like out of the like, box that you have to get your kid's birthday party. It's not so much that. It's more like a mellow, very, very sweet cotton candy meant to smell like sherbet or taste like sherbet. It has kind of like a tutti fruity scent to it. Now, on the dry down, it does turn into kind of a doll's head smell, kind of like the fruity scented horse toys that I used to have that like were like pink colored with these little manes that were like rainbow colored, a little sticker on their butts. Yeah, that's kind of what it smells like. Not an awful plastic smell, but unfortunately that cotton candy smell does fade in the dry down into that plasticky smell. It's still kind of fun and playful, but it has pretty low projection, but good longevity. So it did last on my skin really well, but it didn't project that great. So yeah, it's kind of a fun, nostalgic one, but it's not exactly the rainbow sherbet that I remember. It's just nostalgic for other reasons. Then we have Bubblegum, and this has notes of pink bubblegum, jasmine absolute, pink lotus, tuberose, and vanilla musk. And on first spray, it has this kind of citrus zestiness, which is interesting. It reminds me more of a kitchen cleaner, and it does have this powderiness. So I'm not really getting bubblegum right off the bat, but luckily in the dry down, it does turn into that nostalgic pink bubble yum scent. Like it even has that powderiness. I mean, you first open the package, so there's powder on the package, so it doesn't stick to the gum. It even has that scent to it. So this is definitely my favorite bubblegum scent I've smelled yet ever. I have the Le Monde Gourmand one, the Bubble Pop, and I have the Bath & Body Works one as well, which I think is called Bubblegum Pop. But this bubblegum from Ganache is my favorite. I think it's the closest to that like pink. Like I remember when I was a kid, I would just put like the whole pack in my mouth at once, which was like, I probably could have died doing that. Like their pieces are so big and it turns so big in your mouth, but I just want like all the flavor at once. It just reminds me of that experience. And performance-wise, it has pretty low projection, but good longevity. So yeah, that's what I'm keeping for sure. I love this bubblegum scent. Next, I have here orange cream, which is supposed to be like an orange cream soda, I imagine. It has notes of orange flower, blood orange, petitgrain, vanilla bean, and vanilla waffle cone, like in the other. And on first spray, this really is an orange cream soda float. It has this sparkling, effervescent quality to it. It reminds me of ice cream with that like sweet, yummy orange cream zestiness on top. And then the dry down, it's like an orange cream ice cream. So it lost that sparkling quality, which I'm not surprised it did. That'd be really hard to keep around. But it's still decadent, creamy, yummy orange cream, nostalgic scent you're used to. Performance-wise, it was very poor though. It was pretty much non-existent after an hour. But if you just gotta have that orange cream soda scent, that orange cream float scent, this is really gonna do it for you. It is delicious. Next I have here, I'm going into my full-size bottles now. I have Lemon Eclair, and I'll give you a good look at what the bottles look like. The tops are kind of unwieldy. Like, I don't really love the tops. They're kind of hard to get off, and you feel like you're going to break the bottle. But, you know, it's okay. So Lemon Eclair has notes of lemon curd, Bavarian cream, Meyer lemon zest, buttery puff pastry, and fresh baked lemon meringue and white musk. Yum, 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 yum. So on first spray, this smells exactly like Fruit Loops, like down to the texture of them. I'm really just getting Fruit Loops, not so much Lemon Eclair. And then the dry down, unfortunately, it loses the Fruit Loop smell because I do love that smell, but it has this kind of rubbery note that comes out and it turns into this nondescript creamy sweetness. No lemon, really. Yeah, so it really kind of misses the mark. And that's on my skin, by the way. So like, now I'm spraying it out of the bottle. It definitely has like the buttery pastry. I'm getting the lemon, like smelling it like this, I'm getting it. But on my skin, it just loses it, which is quite sad. So maybe I'll spray it on clothes and see if it's different. But that is Lemon Eclair. Then I have Vanilla Gelato. And this has notes of waffle cone, sweet cream, vanilla bean, caramel, benzoin, labdanum, tonka bean, amber, pistachio, and ambergris. And this on first spray really does hit the mark for Vanilla Gelato. It's like this sweet vanilla with a hint of waffle cone. It's playful and bright. It's not super heavy or dense. Like it's kind of like a light, creamy scent. And then dry down, it does turn into this kind of nondescript creamy sweetness. I would say this is more of a layering scent than a standalone scent. It's vanillic in the dry down, but it loses the waffle cone scent in the dry down for sure, which I think is what would really have made it stand out and be different. Performance-wise, it's pretty poor. It's like gone after an hour anyway. So you have to really respray anyway. So like I like the scent profile for sure, but I wish it performed better and I wish it stayed unique as well. So that is Vanilla Gelato. And then pistachio creams. I bought this because I was in a tizzy about the Kayali pistachio scent coming out, and I like couldn't get my hands on it. I was so frustrated. I was like, I'm just gonna buy it from Ganache. Well, it's not the same scent, obviously, but pistachio cream by Ganache has notes of toasted pistachio, white chocolate, pistachio essence, salted caramel, vanilla, and white musk. And on first spray of my skin, I really do get that pistachio ice cream. It's like realistic and unique pistachio. You know how pistachio is just a nut all its own? And it does have a vanilla ice cream backdrop to it. And then in the dry down though, on my skin, and even actually now I'm smelling outside the bottle, it smells more like waffles and syrup. So it's not a bad thing at all, but it's not really a pistachio scent in the dry down. It smells like maple syrup and waffles, which is still delicious and I really like it. But performance-wise, it lasts pretty well. It has fairly low projection, but it does last on my skin, so that's better than most of them perform. So that is pistachio cream. Definitely yummy, but don't buy it if you're looking for like a long-term legit pistachio scent. Then I have white cherry. And so this has notes of white cherry, pink cotton candy, and amber. And you know, it's really not bad. I think I'm just not a big cherry lover. At first, it's like a cherry cough syrup on my skin, which I did not like. But then the dry down, it becomes this like straightforward, sweetened up, like Bing cherry, like a sweet, juicy cherry. I don't really get any like cotton candy from it. I kind of use my imagination to really like think myself into getting any kind of cotton candy from this. But it kind of does lean toward like a cherry candy scent, like not quite cough drop. not terrible, but kind of like a cherry hard candy scent. So yeah, it's nice, but it's probably just not really my flavor, my scent profile, and that is white cherry. Then I have here Your Sweetness, and this has notes of orange blossom, manuka honey, orange flower honey, fresh brewed coffee, and warm spring day accord, whatever that means. On first spray, it's a watery iced coffee, basically. But in the dry down, the honey did come out more, and the coffee still sitting in the background. It's kind of an odd combination, I think, at first. But once I get used to it, the idea of like putting honey in my coffee is actually kind of appealing. Kind of like a honey latte. And it's nice. Performance-wise, it lasts and projects well. But after like probably 2 or 3 hours in the deep dry down, it kind of just becomes a little bit lackluster. Like it doesn't hold its power, I guess. Like its trueness and authenticity to the original scent profile. But it's like a honey latte, and it's kind of fun and different, and I like it. So that is Your Sweetness. All right, we got 3 left here, so stick with me. Then we have Latte. So you know I'm looking for like real coffee from this now, right? So this has notes of espresso, steamed milk, black coffee, vanilla sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, and warm musk and amber. And on first spray, this is like a spiced latte to me. It has kind of like a Middle Eastern feeling to it. And the dry down, it reminds me of a blend between chai and espresso. So it's spicy, it's yummy, it's so good for fall. It has a little bit of sweetness, but it's not like overly sweet like a lot of the other scents are. But yeah, a chai espresso mix, I mean, I'm down for that. I love that kind of combination, both actually drinking it and smelling it. Performance-wise, it lasts well, but didn't project so great. And again, like the last one, it kind of becomes a shadow of its former self in the deep dry down. So I'd say, honestly, with all of these, where they just lose their luster after a few hours, and you really have to overspray to get that back. But yeah, it's a great scent though. It does smell really good, and that is Latte. Then I have here Ice Cream Shoppe with notes of waffle cone, sweet cream, vanilla beans, caramel, benzoin, labdanum, tonka bean, amber, and musk. So that like amber musk, kind of like you see a lot in these. On first spray, it really is a Neapolitan ice cream, like with freeze-dried strawberries mashed into it. So Neapolitan is the chocolate, vanilla, strawberry mix, and I'm definitely getting that with a very realistic freeze-dried strawberry on top. The dry down, the strawberryness of it turns into kind of like a doll's head scent, but I get kind of the waffle cone more in the dry down and kind of an ozonic smell. And it reminds me of actually being in an ice cream shop, which is perfect. Like, you know, when you walk in, you're getting like sweetness and like dripping ice cream scent and like chocolate, vanilla, strawberry scent. There's also this like ozonic feeling in ice cream shop, I think, because there's so many freezers in there. And I'm really getting that, which is kind of hilarious. But that's all layered over this nice vanilla ice cream base. It's very realistic. It's very nostalgic. And it does last and project. Hallelujah. I do have to respray after a few hours, as always, because that's just how this house is. But man, if you want to smell like you just walked out of an ice cream shop, this is absolutely it. And I am super happy for them. They were able to get that down so good. Lastly, I have here banana milk. And this has notes of banana puree, vanilla pod, coconut sorbet, sweet milk, white rum, patchouli, and white amber. And this on first spray is like a banana Laffy Taffy scent, which I do like. I love banana Laffy Taffy. It's my favorite flavor. In the dry down though, it did turn kind of rubbery. It still has that banana candy smell. I was kind of hoping to layer this with Bond No. 9 New York Nights because it kind of has like a banana mocha type feeling to it. But now I'm wondering if this might actually kill my New York Nights because, I don't know, the rubberiness just really kind of gets to me in the dry down. But it does last and project, so it's a good performer. But we'll see about this one. I think it could be my skin bringing out that rubberiness. It happens a fair amount to me, so it could just be me. But if at least the opening with that banana Laffy Taffy note is so yummy, I can see putting this on clothes and it's sticking around pretty nice. So that is banana milk. So yes, that is as full a review of Ganache as I could afford to do right now. A lot of these are actually sold out on their website now, but they kind of just come and go. So let me know if you've tried Ganache. You know, being that it's kind of niche, I think it's not really out there too much yet, but it's definitely worth checking out if you like gourmands. It reminds me a little bit of like Hilde Soliani, although this is cheaper than Hilde Soliani, where she does this like hyper realistic, really like very clear on what they're going for gourmands. And I love that. That's my jam. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for being here, and hope you have a very beautiful day.